Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Today we are excited to share some interesting facts from our observation because in this case study we were the ones who directly experienced the effect of the experiment. So everything we present comes from real observation and real impact. But before we dive into the material, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Rizky Nuryatin, ID number 099, and together with my partner, Aviza Fatmari Arifah, Muhammad Hanafi Dwi Fitranto, Marsa Firida Mujahida. And this is list of contents for material for today. And first of all, we're going to present the result of our observation on coconut water analysis, specifically comparing natural coconut water and coconut water mixed with artificial sweeteners. Coconut water, also known as degan, is a very popular drink because of its refreshing taste and natural health benefits. However, in reality, some sellers replace natural sugar with artificial sweeteners. They usually do this to cut costs or to make the drink taste sweeter. Artificial sweeteners often create a bitter aftertaste or an unnatural sweetness. According to scientific studies, certain sweeteners activate both sweet and bitter taste receptors, which explain why the aftertaste becomes unpleasant. And because of this issue, our group decided to compare the taste, aftertaste, and consumer reaction between naturally sweetened coconut water and coconut water mixed with artificial sweeteners. And this is problem formulation for today. The first, how does the taste profile of natural coconut water differ from coconut water containing artificial sweeteners? Second, how does artificial sweeteners used contribute to bitter aftertaste in coconut water? And the third is how do consumers physically respond after drinking coconut water containing artificial sweeteners? And this is research objectives based on the problem formulation. The first to identify, second to analyze, and the third is to observe.
Next, we talk about literature review. In the first point of literature review, we talk about definitions of artificial sweeteners. So, artificial sweeteners are food additives designed to provide sweetness similar to that of sugar, but with little to no caloric value. And the second point is types of artificial sweeteners. The most widely used artificial sweeteners include aspartame, sucralose, saccharins, acesulfame K, and silamide. The third point is the compositions. Each artificial sweetener contains different chemical compounds such as methyl ester, chlorinated sucrose derivatives, and sulfimate compounds, which interact with sweetness receptors on the tongue. And we know effects some sweeteners such as saccharins and acesulfame K are known to active both sweet taste receptors and bitter taste receptors on the tongues, and this is resulting in an unpleasant bitter aftertaste. An example of drink containing is a distinct characteristic of artificial sweetness. Drinks is in the immediately perception of sweetness on the tongue, with the sticky sensation left by a natural sugar. Some consumers report a lingering bitterness or throat irritations after consumption, especially when the beverage contains saccharins or acesulfame K, and this reaction varies among individuals.
Now we continue to the research method. This research used a case study method to directly observe the use of sweeteners in coconut ice from one vendor and to understand its impact on consumers. The study describes real conditions based on direct observation and interviews. In addition, the process of making coconut ice was compared with reference videos to support the observation. The collected data were then analyzed qualitatively by comparing pure coconut water and coconut water with added sweeteners, and by assessing how the use of sweeteners affect the quality of the beverage and consumer experience. Now let's move on the research flow. To ensure the accuracy of our study, we follow three systematic steps. We start with data collection. In this first stage, we focus on direct observation. We observe the entire process of making coconut ice, from how the vendor prepared the fresh coconut water, wherever they added any sweeteners, to the final steps of mixing and serving the drink to the consumers. Once we gather the observation data, we move into the interview phase. We sat down with one salesperson and customers. The goal here was to dig deeper into their perspective, specifically their knowledge about sweeteners, what they personally prefer, and their overall experience when consuming the drink. Finally, this leads us to the analyze stage. In this final step, we compare the pure coconut water against the one with added sweeteners. We look at several key factors: the differences in the taste, the sweeteners levels, the aftertaste, and how this factor overall impact the consumers.
Here is the result of Aztecan consumer. Based on the interview with the consumer, we found that consumer have a limited knowledge about sweeteners, and the most frequently consumed sweeteners beverage is chai drinks. And in terms of the place of purchase, the consumer usually buys Aztecan from roadside vendors or sellers located near or behind the campus. And the fourth is for consumption frequency. Consumer usually consume Aztecan or coconut water only during hot weather or when the consumer wants a refreshing drink. And the sixth is the reason for choosing natural sweeteners, because the consumer considers them safer and more suitable their taste of the coconut water or Aztecan consumer. And the last is way to avoid overly sweet beverage. The way to avoid overly sweet beverage is by paying attention to the taste. If a drink tastes too sweet or unnatural, the consumer chooses not to consume it. And we move to the result of coconut water vendor or Aztecan vendor. We found that the type of sweetener used by the vendor only granulated sugar and does not add any artificial sweeteners to their drink. And the second is regarding to the customer group, the vendor serves customer from various age group, including young adults and older consumer. And the third is source of sweeteners. The grated sugar is obtained from local grocery stores. And the fourth is duration of use. The duration of use, the vendor has been using granulated sugar
since the beginning of their business. And the fifth is reason for choosing granulated sugar is because it provides a more natural and suitable taste for coconut water or estecan and is easy to obtain. And the last is the method to ensure safety is by controlling the amount of sugar added. So the sweetener's level remains balanced and not excessive. And the last is conclusion. So we found the conclusion from study case is first, consumers have limited knowledge of sweeteners and only recognize granulated sugar. And the second is vendors consistently use granulated sugar due to taste and affability. And the consumption of sweet drinks occurs mainly during hot weather or for refreshment. And the fourth, safety is judged subjectively based on sweeteners level, not scientific standards. And the fifth is children are seen